And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 101.9 FM. This is the second episode of the BrassO show. And I'm here with a special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Sergio Gutierrez. I don't go to Queens. I go to Sheridan College. I'm studying architecture. But I got the chance. Nico invited me. So I'm very happy to be here.
That's good to hear, Sergio. Now, you just mentioned something interesting. I actually did not know this. You study architecture.
Yes, I do.
What? Why?
I feel like I just love creating, ever since I was young. I used to be that Lego kid. I always like to create stuff, to visualize stuff. Now that, I'm actually in the actual career of architecture, I like feeling the satisfaction of, creating something useful for people, something that's actually physically appealing and can actually create like an impact in society.
Okay. Do you have any examples of that? Like, if anything that, like, maybe you have dreamed of over the years?
Personally, no. But I do have, I guess, architects that I do admire. I admire Zaha Hadid. I don't know if you heard of Zaha Hadid.
No, who's that?
It's a very famous architect. She's a British Iranian, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
Modern day, or has he passed away?
No, she's passed away.
Okay.
She's passed away. But recently though, like in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
But I love her work. I also like this is an old architect as well. His name is Frank Lloyd Wright.
Who's he? You gotta tell me everything. I know almost nothing. I know nothing. So this is you teaching me.
I feel like he introduced like the idea of modern architecture in around the 1960s. He used to build modern houses. He was basically a residential architect, which is actually very rare to be famous off of that, because usually all the architects that are famous are known for their work in the commercial industry, so like stadiums, museums, you know what I mean? So I admire him because I also have like a admire to modern architecture. I just feel like it sets that difference from any other architecture. Okay. It's very innovative.
See, the only architect I know, and this is because of my time in Barcelona, is what's his name? The famous guy in Barcelona. What's his name?
I know who you're talking about, but I forgot his name too.
I literally had it in my head. Wait. Was it Gaudi? Anthony Gaudi.
Yeah, Anthony Gaudi. Yeah.
Anthony Gaudi. And that's the thing I do appreciate about architecture, is that it's cool that like first of all, every area in the world has their own different type of architecture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool, like, when you have the opportunity to get to know different places, for example, Japan or Spain or Colombia or even in North America, right? Seeing the different like takes in architecture is always beautiful. But specifically in Barcelona, I think it's so interesting that. And again, this is my only knowledge of architecture, but I think Anthony Gaudi's vision and how he combines nature and science into his work, when you see like Casa Velo or like all these different work, or obviously the most famous one, which is the Sagrada Familia, when you see all these works of art, right, in a city, it definitely makes you feel at an awe. You know what I mean? And I think that's why architecture is so important. Now, I don't know the people you mentioned. Do you want to go a little bit more about their work and what they've done and why they're famous?
Zaha Hadid basically built, I forgot the name of her projects, but she's built very famous museums. She's also built stadiums.
Where, in the UK? Or?
Yeah, in the UK. In the UK and all around Europe. Yeah, and Frank Lloyd has a historical projects. One of his main project is called Falling Water, and he basically follows like an interesting concept about something called organic architecture, which is basically mixing like the idea of how humans can relate to nature through a building. So, for example, his project, his most famous project, Falling Water, is basically the house literally on top of a waterfall.
Where is that?
It goes down. It's in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. That's so cool.
Yeah. So literally the house is on top, like it's built on top of a waterfall, like a small waterfall, right?
Okay.
But it's literally, it goes down with the waterfall. That's what the project is called, Falling Water.
Wow. Yeah. That is, see, and that's the beauty of architects, right? Yeah. Architects have that way of using what they learned, right? But use it in a creative spin. You know what I mean? And and that's why I love Minecraft, for example.
Yeah.
You know, my inner architect is in Minecraft.
Yeah.
But I find that amazing. And so you go to a college here in Kingston?
No, it's in Mississauga.
Mississauga. Whoa. So okay, how does that work?
So I obviously live there. I'm back now because I'm done. The semester's over.
Yeah.
But I live here with my family.
Oh, but you
Yeah.
go to Mississauga.
Yeah, that's why I'm here right now.
Okay, so during like the school year, you're not even here then.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, am I allowed to say that? Okay, whatever. Let's just hope. Let's hope that gets. Let's hope. Let's
Just
hope.
bleep it out. Just bleep it out.
We'll beat that out. We'll beat that out. Okay, cool. Okay, so in that sense, wow. All right. So in that sense, you're going. So when the school semester is a thing, you're not even here then.
Nah, but yeah, you've seen me in the weekends, like at the parties.
Yeah, in the
like,
weekends and
Because
stuff.
like, I come back eventually, like on weekends, right? 'Cause it's not that far away.
It's only like what, 3 hours?
Yeah, 3
Yeah.
hours, right?
And you drive there.
No, I take the train.
You take the train.
Yeah.
Where does a train? Oh, the
The
Via Rail.
Via Rail.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. And then okay, so that's what you do. Okay, because this entire time, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I went to a college here that I had no idea of, I'm just like, I know it's not St. Lawrence, and I know it's called Queens, but maybe I guess there's some other college I haven't heard of. But okay, you make them Mississauga. See, I mean, you learn about someone every day. Wow,
Yeah.
you learn something new every day.
That's why I couldn't go to Queens though, because they don't have architecture.
They don't.
No.
Wow.
There's actually
really?
only 14 architecture schools in Canada, all of Canada.
And how many of them are close to here?
There's only 4 in Ontario.
Only 4 in Ontario.
Yeah.
And where are they located within Ontario?
There's the ones in the GTA area.
The
like
one
in
in GTA?
Toronto.
There's more than one?
Yeah, there's like 3.
So there's 4 of them in Ontario and 3 of them in
Yeah,
Toronto.
then there's Carleton.
Oh, in
Carleton has
Ottawa.
architecture, and then Laurentian. There's like 5.
Carleton University, right?
Yeah,
Shout out to my Carleton University folks.
And then Laurentian.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Sudbury.
So it's actually really hard to get into architect then.
It's not. It's hard because you don't need you need average grade like 80s, 75s, right? But like it's hard because of the fact that there isn't many architecture schools. And the funniest thing is that architecture is actually a profession that's actually in demand here in
Really?
Canada.
Okay.
So like the fact
why
that we're
is that?
lacking, because there's a lot of construction, right?
A lot of
Everything's
construction.
growing. Toronto's growing at a massive rate. Ottawa too.
Yeah.
Vancouver, Calgary. There's everything.
And it makes sense. I mean, we
Yeah.
both come from immigrant families. We both know that Canada is a country that, I mean, we all know this. Canada is a country where immigrants are coming every single year. And
Yeah.
I've been saying this for so long. There is no country that is in a better spot than Canada right now. We look at, like, for example, Japan or Spain,
Yeah.
right, where there's that whole age demographic problem, right, where the people in general are getting older, so you get that awkward situation where there's not enough young people to help the old people, and then that means more taxes on the young, which means less economic prosperity. But anyways, but in Canada, I mean, there's people coming here every single day. Every single day, people are coming into this place, and you're right. Like, I come from Ottawa in Canada, right? My time in Canada has been mostly in Ottawa. I love Ottawa, and it's funny because I used to talk shit about Ottawa all the time. I'm just like, fuck.
Nah, I like Ottawa, man.
Ottawa's
the vibe, man.
I used to always hate on Ottawa, but shortly before I left, it started like developing its metro, and it started like expanding even bigger and bigger and bigger. And so you're really starting to see that more city sort of vibe, I guess, to Ottawa, right? And it's crazy because when I first came to Ottawa to me kind of feels like Kingston is today.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that Ottawa never felt like a city; it mostly just felt like a bigger town.
Yeah, like bigger town. Yeah.
So, I mean, you're right. I think we definitely have a lot of things to look forward to in terms of Canadian future expansion and urbanization. And we're going to need people like you to really, design our buildings and, build our airports and build our museums and build our new fancy buildings I'm sure we're going to build.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I'm happy to hear that. And I guess you're here for the holidays, or?
Yeah, but I'm going to Colombia.
Colombia.
Next week.
Colombia. All right, so wait, let me, because I actually don't think I know this about you. How long have you been in Canada for?
I moved here since I was like 7.
7. Okay, so you were a bit
right
older.
Now I'm 21. I'm 21. I'm really like a year older than you.
No, I know, but like you guys, because I moved here when I was like, I think Juan also moved here when he was like what, 3, 4.
3, 4, yeah.
I also moved here when I was around that age as well. But you moved here a bit older, so I guess you would have a little bit of memory of Colombia, right? Then.
Yeah. I love Colombia, man.
And
Especially since like before the pandemic, we used to go every single Christmas.
okay.
So obviously, like, I grew love for Colombia through that. And, like, I guess my Spanish is still good. I just gotta fix on my writing, but
No, I mean I get
Spanish
it,
is
like,
good.
especially when you're out of the country for so long, and
Yeah,
like for me, it's weird because it's like I say a lot of Colombian slang,
yeah.
but because of the fact that there's a lot of like Spanish influence around me from Spain, I have like this weird combination where it's like a Spanish English accent with Colombian slang, and so I go to
Yeah.
Colombia and I'm like, wait a minute, this guy's saying Colombian stuff, but he doesn't really sound Colombian, but he is. So it's like it's crazy. It's pretty funny sometimes. But no, I love Colombia too. I only got the opportunity to really get to actually know Colombia this year.
Okay.
Granted, I saw so many different places of Colombia just this year. I just went bam, 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 bam. Do you guys only stay in, where do you stay in Colombia?
I stay in Bogota, but I'm going to Cali too, cause I
Cali.
have family in Cali as well.
Los Caleños.
Cali.
Yeah. Have you been to Cali? That's the one
Yeah,
place.
I love Cali.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love
I've never,
Cali.
okay. That's the one place I know. I just said I've been to like every part of Colombia, but that's like the one place I haven't been.
Nah, Cali's a vibe, bro. You
In
should
what
go.
way? In what way?
Like everything, bro. Like it's warm climate. People are happy. The girls are fine. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So when was the first time? When was the last time you went to Cali?
Nah, last time it was like 3 years ago.
Okay. So now you do know. Okay, you do know. Okay.
Yeah.
See that's the thing, because I went to Brazil when I was like 10, or no, I wasn't 10. I was like 12. I had to be like 12. And this was before I started like paying attention. You know what I mean? And to what's around me. And I remember like, it's funny because I hit puberty maybe a few months after.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then you
Yeah,
start
yeah.
like, then you start thinking about it. And man, looking back, I'm like, yo, if I hit puberty just a few months before, that could have been a whole different experience. That could have been a whole different experience in Brazil. But no, I definitely want to check out Cali. The one that lives with me, he's from Cali. I think it's long. I should definitely go. I just haven't gone. I went to Medellin,
I
Bogota,
love Medellin.
Cartagena,
Medellin,
Santa
Cartagena, I love
Marta,
Cartagena.
Tunja. You been to Tunja?
Yeah.
Tunja. And Neiva. You been to Neiva?
Yeah, they have a joke called
Neva York.
Neva York.
Neiva York. Yeah, there it is.
Or Washington.
Yeah, yeah. That one. I heard it. That was a good one. What other city have I been in Colombia? Armenia. Have you been to Armenia?
Armenia, no. But I've heard of it, obviously.
Cucuta. I've actually been to Cucuta as well.
Nah. I know the city, though, but, like, I just never been there.
Yeah, no, I've been to
Yeah.
Cucuta. But yeah, like you said, I there's always going to be a connection to that country. You know what I mean? I honestly, personally, myself, I see myself saying, like, sometimes during my late 20s or my early 30s, I just see myself saying, like, for lack of a better word, screw it, and then just going to Colombia for, like, a year. I feel like that would be sick. Just
That's not
save up
bad.
enough money, like, like, whatever, and then just chill in Colombia for, I mean, we both of us have the right to just go there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
'cause
I'm
we're-
just like, save up enough money where you could just chill for a year and just go over there. Like, honestly, I feel like, because, I mean, we're only here for, like, what, like 80 to 100 years. So why not?
Yeah.
Like, spend a year in Colombia, get to know the vibe, and really get that country experience.
Just reconnect.
Reconnect, exactly.
Reconnect.
Like, I see myself, like, bury me over there, because, yeah, it's sick. I love that place. So, okay, anyways, where are you staying this time around then?
I'm going to Bogota first.
Mm,
But I'm only going to stay there for 2 days.
okay.
Then I'm going to Cali to stay there with my family. I'm going to stay there for, I think 4 days. And then I'm going back to Bogota.
Mm.
And then just the rest to stay until January, until the school.
Until the school starts.
Yeah, school
Okay,
starts.
nice. And what you gonna attend family events, or you gonna do stuff outside of that? Or
I wanted to go to La Feria Cali.
what's that?
It's like the salsa carnival in Cali.
Oh, wait, that's in the
yeah, it's in December.
In December.
Yeah,
Because I know in Rio they have it in February.
yeah. No,
They have the great carnival
in
in Rio.
December, but my parents didn't want me going because it was dangerous. So
I'd still go. I would still go.
Yeah.
I love carnivals. And yeah, I mean, Cali has that reputation compared to other Colombian cities. I mean, I guess Colombia has that reputation in general, but
But
Maybe it's just me speaking out of the.
yeah.
I've only like, to be fair, like in total, I've been maybe like 3 months in Colombia in my adult life.
Mm-hmm.
But like, and again, this maybe like I've been to like more and more like sketchy areas in Colombia. I don't find it that bad.
You just
But
don't gotta like.
you just have to kind of blend in, which, to be honest,
Yeah.
it could be easier for us.
Yeah, you can't
But
like you can't show that you're either an outsider, or you can't show that you're rich or something.
no, that's the thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
Like you can't wear chains or like
Oh,
wear
God,
nice
no.
shoes or
No,
like
no, no.
you know.
Which, I mean, I don't mind. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that. Actually, I'll tell you a story. I mean, I think a few people know about this story, but
Yeah.
when I first came to Colombia, this was my first time. So this was January 1st of 2022. Because I was in Colombia for the first day of this year. And I came to Cartagena.
Yeah.
And you know how like people like normally in Cartagena they go to like Boca Grande, or they go to like the historical center, or the neighborhood I can't remember of, but like the more tourist friendly ones. I went to this neighborhood called Barrio Torrices. It's called Torrices.
Torices, I don't know. I never heard
Torrices.
it.
There's a reason why. It's in the hood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to the hood too. I've been to Kennedy.
Kennedy in Bogota.
Yeah, in Bogota.
Okay.
That's where my dad's from.
Okay, yeah, I know Kennedy. So I came to Torices, and you know, I didn't really think much out of it. I just kind of got there, kind of slept, whatever. And I woke up, and I just woke up. I'm just like, oh shit, where the fuck am I? and I realized that I look at the Airbnb reviews, and I'm like, I get the like, okay, honestly, I should have checked the reviews, but
Yeah.
I kind of realized that I was in this like sketchy area, because though the reviews were like, oh, like this is an area where they might rob you and this and that, and I'm like, oh shit. So I built up the courage and I got out and I just started walking around. Obviously, I brought nothing with me except in Canadian dollars, roughly around $10 worth of cash, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And I just walk around, and one of the first things I realized is that in Cartagena especially, there's a very big Venezuelan population
Oh yeah. Yeah.
in lower income areas in Colombia.
But it's spread out. It's spread out throughout Colombia. Now.
It's spread out around, yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. But I see it more in Cartagena and Bogota, just because Cartagena, because of the tourism. You know, a lot of people go there just
And the
to
proximity to Caracas too.
see, proximity to Caracas as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Cucuta as well. Cucuta has a lot of Venezuelans, just because Cucuta is like literally maybe like 10 kilometers away from the Venezuelan border.
Yeah.
And I actually have a very funny story over that too, about my story in Venezuela, because I don't know if you know, I went to Venezuela.
Yeah, yeah, you told me.
Yeah. So so I was in the Cartagena hood, and I'm just like, oh shit. And so I'm just walking around. I'm just like, okay, and like trying to get like an idea of where I'm at. And I meet this Venezuelan kid. He had to be like 12.
Yeah.
He was like really, he was super young, super innocent too. It was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I at first didn't want to speak to him, because obviously the minute I speak, it's like, okay, like this guy's not from here. You know what I mean? But you know, eventually I grew to have like some sort of a bonding with the kid, and the kid was super sweet. The guy's like, okay, like don't worry, I got you. And I met with his friends, and they all just kind of like guided me throughout their neighborhood, and I got to meet their parents and all this sort of shit. So I spent like a literal day just walking around this place that I was living in. And honestly, it was an experience too. I think it was a pretty good start. Like obviously, again, like people like, oh, like Cartagena, you think, okay, go to like vacation to like Boca Grande or the beaches or the nice little skyscrapers that they have over there and whatever, which I also did as well. But I think it's also nice to have that experience, because like you once, first of all, you're grateful for where you're at in life, and the opportunities you have. But it also just shows a different side, even in this quote unquote, you know, worse income areas and in the more dangerous areas, you're gonna find good people.
Yeah, yeah. More than like in the, I don't know if you're familiar with like La Zona Rosa de Bogotá.
La Zona Rosa de Bogotá, yeah.
Yeah, nah, those people, I don't like the Colombian rich people.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Zona Rosa. Okay. For people who don't know, Zona Rosa de Bogotá is where like a lot of like the it's like a lot of the nightlife. It's like the tea.
Yeah, the nightlife, but it's like the there's nightlife all around Colombia.
Yeah,
the clubs
yeah,
are
yeah.
open 24/7. But the thing is, this is where like the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci is,
Louis Vuitton, all the nice areas,
all the
super
nice
super
and
nice.
stuff. So like all the tourists, all
All
the
the upper
Americans, all
income
of them.
Colombians. There's a Zona T as well. Have you been to Zona T?
Sonate, no.
Zona T is another like kind of like cool like
bougie.
bougie place to be.
Like it's so bougie, you don't even see homeless people on the streets.
Nah,
You
nah,
don't.
Zona T, Zona Rosa. And those are areas that you're super chill. Like,
Yeah.
nothing happens in those areas, which is nice too. Like,
But that's where I don't know if you heard of El Caso Colmenares.
what's that?
It's the kid. You know La Universidad de los Andes.
Yeah, I know Los Andes.
Yeah, Los Andes. It's a kid that he died. Like he went there. He was from the Caribbean coast of Colombia.
The Caribbean coast.
Yeah, he was costeño.
The costeño, yeah.
Yeah. His name was Colmenares.
Okay.
And they killed him, and it's still an unsolved murder to this day. There's a Netflix show about it. It's called Crime Diaries Night Out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
wait,
He went
so
to Los Andes, and he died in La Zona Rosa.
Well, okay, explain the story to me, because I think I might have heard about this story, but I'm not 1,000,000% sure.
So he was like a costeño kid that went to Los Andes, right?
Uh-huh.
And I guess like he started messing with like one of the rich kids like girlfriends, like his ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
The guy, like they were still like messing with each other, right?
Yeah.
So they went to a Halloween party one night in a club in La Zona Rosa, and then he they went together, right? And then
The guy and the girl.
yeah.
Okay.
And then he, like, the ex-boyfriend got jealous. He saw that, and he got jealous, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, the kid, it was weird because the thing is, like, the guy was, like, drunk, and he was paranoid. So, like, they went out to get, like, hot dogs, and, like, at a hot dog stand. This is how, like, they show it in the show, right? And then he, all of a sudden, like, he saw a car, right? Like, it's like he knew something bad was going to happen to him.
Okay.
He saw a car, just a random car, and he got scared. And he just started running down the street.
Okay.
So then after, supposedly like he fell on I don't know how to say a caño.
Like a cliff.
Yeah, like a canal. I don't know. How to
Like
say
a
that.
canal. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
like a canal. He fell through a canal.
I heard about the story. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then I guess like they didn't see his body after.
I heard about this story. Someone told me about this story.
And then after like I think like they called the cops, whatever, the firefighters came to go see if they could find a body. But they couldn't. And it took 2 days for them to find the actual body. And it was inside a tunnel in the canal.
Yeah, and this was when 02. When is it? When does the
I
event?
think it was like
Because I know it's been a while since.
I think it's like 06 maybe. Early
06?
2000s, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I heard about that. No, I did. Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, that's one of those things. But that being said, Colombia still has a really sick nightlife.
Yeah.
Have you been to Theatron?
Theatron, no.
Yeah, you gotta go to Theatron. Theatron. I mean, I'm assuming you have you built friends over in Colombia?
No, man. I only go there to visit family, bro.
Dude. Okay, to be fair, honestly, I had the
Mhm.
the opportunity to be a TA in Colombia, which was one of those cool things I did. And it's funny because I was a TA, right, for an English class in this I don't know if you know this university, or it's actually a college. It's called la ESAP, La Escuela Superior de Administración Pública.
Yeah.
You know la ESAP?
Yeah.
Okay, sick. So, I was a TA there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was cool because like I got there and I was just like, oh, like everyone's my age.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's like 19, 20, 18 at the oldest, or at the youngest, sorry. And it was really cool because, like, yeah, everyone was my age, and I'm just like, hey, I'm just like your age too, so let's just all vibe out. And because of them, like, we hanged out a lot, we went out, whatever, like, we did a lot of things. And we went to Theatron. It was like 7 of us. It was like 4 girls, 3 guys. And not bad.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. It was really sick. I think just overall, just the opportunity to just hang out with people is awesome. But one thing that struck me about Theatron, have you been to places outside of Colombia?
I went to DR.
Yeah, okay. So
DR in Mexico.
DR Mexico. I'm presuming Cancun and Punta Cana.
No, Tulum and Los Cabos.
Tulum and Los Cabos. Okay.
Yeah. And then
And in
DR,
DR?
Puerto Plata.
Puerto Plata. Okay. So if you go to Europe, for example, Berlin,
Mm-hmm.
Berlin, ish. Okay, I was gonna say something in German, but no one understands German. Berlin is known as like the party city of
Yeah.
Europe, and there's a bunch of like parties, like a bunch of nightclubs in Berlin, but none of them are as big as Theatron in Bogota. It is 10 floors around. I counted 10, but 10 floors of like different theme like parties. So you have one that's pure EDM, other one that's like Latino, another one that's like a 2000s throwback, and you have all these different things, and it's such a crazy place. And I'm just like, oh jeez. And honestly, I don't really go out much. Like I mean, people tell me like, oh, you should go out more, like whatever. I don't have the time to go out as much as I would like to, but man, when I do, it's always a banger. When I do, it's always a banger.
Yeah.
And yeah, Theatron was an experience like no other. Honestly, if the stars align one day, I'm trying to go to Colombia at some point as well. I don't know, because I have an internship.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly when I'll have the time. But during our young
do you have an
years,
internship like throughout the whole year?
16 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be confined here for a while, and you know.
It's here in Kingston?
Yeah, it's here at Queens.
Oh.
So no, it's perfect. I actually, it's interesting because I was supposed to do an internship in Europe.
Yeah.
So my whole thing was I was going to do an internship in Europe, but so long story short, I don't know if you know, I was born in Spain, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so because of that, there was an easier method. I didn't have to go. I didn't want to go for the visa process because I was just like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, might as well go and get my European citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the birth certificate, which was all I needed to go for the application of citizenship, getting the passport and all that sort of stuff. It took Spain, the Spanish embassy, a bit longer than I thought, but I eventually got it. And when I went to Europe, I'm like, hey guys, I got my European papers. Let's get this going.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, whoops, like we replaced you. So I was just like, oh. So, but no, regardless, like so I was supposed to do an internship in Europe. That was the idea. That kind of backfired. But when I thought about it a bit more, I thought to myself, I kind of want to stay in Kingston just a bit longer. Because, like, it wouldn't make sense for me. Because I've always wanted to leave, to, like, go out and see different things. But it wouldn't make sense for me to just, like, okay, guys, I'm leaving. And then in a year, like, I'm back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to leave, I'm going to leave. You know what I mean? That's it.
Just leave it behind. Yeah.
Leave it behind. I'm not going to just, like, come back. So I thought about it a bit more. And I'm just like, I'm going to, like, continue my saga here in Kingston just for another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And then from there, we'll see. But I'm honestly, I really do like Kingston. I think Kingston's such a cute little town, you know?
Yeah.
It's a good, like, start when it comes to, you know, getting out and you know, sort of learning about life. It's definitely a good start, and yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. It's awesome to like meet different people and see different passions. Like, I didn't know you were an architect until now, but yeah, man. Do you have what are your plans ahead? Have you thought about that?
No, not really. You know, I'm about to graduate, so just get a job.
When are you graduating this year?
Yeah, April.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So how do you feel then? How do you feel about graduating?
I feel happy, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of excited to get out there in the workforce. I feel like you can learn a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing with architecture. Architecture is a very slow career. So, like, what you learn in school is not enough.
Right.
For what's left to learn. You know, there's
Yeah.
a lot left to learn. Architects don't get into, like, their best projects till they're 50.
Yeah.
You know? That's when you're actually a full experienced architect. You can, like, actually take on a role of building an actual building. You know what I mean? Like a big project.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. And have you looked into the job market as of now, or?
Yeah, I actually just got a internship position.
Really?
Or I got an offer, like an opening, you know? like an
And
option
for
there.
where?
It's a small firm, very small firm. They work with renovations and custom made homes in Mississauga.
Oh, so you're planning to move to Toronto then?
Yeah, I mean I'm already from like I'm from there. Like I used to live in Hamilton before I moved here in Kingston.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so why did you guys move to Kingston?
My
then?
mom got a job. It was 4 months before graduating high school too.
No way.
Yeah.
And so, so you didn't? So did you graduate in your old high school? Or did you?
No, I graduated at Regiopolis, Notre Dame, here in Kingston.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and this was what, 2018?
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. All right. Okay. And how was that? How did you feel about that?
Nah, I didn't like Kingston at first. I
Yeah.
did not like Kingston at first.
And how do you like it? Do you like it now or?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do like it now. Yeah.
Mm.
I just got used to it more. The thing is, like, one thing I didn't like about Kingston is the fact that, like, in Hamilton, it's way more multicultural. So like I literally go to the high school in Kingston. I was the only like dark kid.
Yeah.
There. Like I was literally the blackest kid in my French class.
See, honestly,
You
I
know what I mean?
I remember like I can relate that. I can relate to that a lot too. I remember when I first got here to Canada. It wasn't even that like bad. It was like 06. 05, 06. I remember coming. So in Ottawa, I went to like a super Italian school.
Oh, okay.
Super Italian. Like 80% of the entire population
Yeah.
of the entire school probably had some background in Italy or
Yeah.
Greece, one or the other. So here I am. I'm coming in, and I look at my entire surrounding, and I just remember, like, as if this was yesterday, I'm like, I am by far the darkest person here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By far. And for a long time, it wasn't until like maybe grade 4 when like another darker skinned dude came around.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I'm kind of used to being like kind of like the not the odd one out, but like the like kind of like the little like vanilla, chocolate, vanilla. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of used to being that guy. You know what I mean? So coming to Queens, I do kind of wish Queens was a bit more multicultural at times because it's like it would bring a bunch of like more into it. I feel and like
What about the universities in Ottawa? Are they multicultural?
Oh yeah, Ottawa is like very multicultural. I went to Carleton and to Ottawa University for a few things that I had to do over there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you see a lot of different things over there. Like it's definitely a lot more multicultural than most. And part of me is like, yeah, it would be nice to have that,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is what it is. Besides that, honestly, like it's fine. Like I don't necessarily have a problem with Queens that way. Like it's whatever. But you know, it would be nice. But I'm kind of used to it. You know what I mean? I'm kind of used to it coming from like my backgrounds in high school in elementary. Middle school wasn't that as bad, and high school wasn't as bad. But elementary, I remember it was like holy. And I remember going to like classes in here in Queens, and I'm just like, wow. You know what I mean? Like this is all just this is, you know what I mean? So but you know, I mean, it is what it is. Like we'll see how things develop over time and such. Did you have a similar experience or
no? Elementary school again was multicultural. I studied with other Colombians, Africans, all of them, man, Indians, whatever.
yeah?
Same in high school. That's why it was such a shock for me.
So okay, I guess it's because that's just kind of not what you're used to.
Yeah, it's just not what I'm used to. You know, I'm used to you know, being around like Hispanic people as well. Most of my groups, my friend group was mostly Hispanic.
In elementary, as such, or high school?
In high school, because I played a lot of soccer, right?
Do you still play?
Also, I stopped because of school.
Yeah,
I want to get back to playing though.
Are you watching the World Cup?
Yeah, for sure.
What's your thoughts on it?
And I want Argentina to win.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
but before it got to this stage, who were you cheering for at first?
I was neutral, man. To be
Neutral.
honest with you, the World Cup is boring without Colombia.
Fair. Yeah, it was pain. And you know what the sucky part about that is that Colombia should have been in this World Cup.
Yeah.
They very much should have been. But did you know about the whole story about how we messed it up?
Yeah. Peru. I saw the game against Peru.
Okay, Peru was like the beginning of the end. Because I don't know if you remember, but when we first before the Great Drought. You remember that Great Drought where we had like 10 games where we just didn't.
Oh yeah,
win?
we always tied 0-0,
0-0.
0-0. Yeah.
And before that, we were second.
Yeah.
In the qualification process, and we keep going. And from what I've been told is that we for some reason decided to switch our stadiums to Barranquilla, where it's a lot more hotter.
That was a long time ago though. That was in the 80s.
We went
when they made we used to play in El Campín in Bogotá.
Yeah.
But it was actually Maturana. You know Maturana, right? He used to be like, you know, El Tino Asprilla, El Pibe. Yeah. He was the manager. Like he was the trainer.
Okay.
Of that team. So he's famous because that was the best Colombian team in Colombian history right now.
Right.
Right? So he was the one that met up with the at the time with the president of the Colombian Federation of Soccer.
Yeah.
And he actually suggested that because I think they were going to play against Argentina. And he suggested that instead of playing in El Campín in Bogotá, because Bogotá is way much colder than Barranquilla, he said that we should play in Barranquilla as it would weaken our opponents because it's very hot, right?
Right.
So that's how the whole switch actually came. Yeah.
Okay, because what I was told was that Colombian players come to Barranquilla, and they weren't accustomed to the heat. And so then they, as well, was suffering the consequences.
Yeah, but the thing is, for example, an Argentinian would suffer even more.
But they don't have to go through that all the time.
I don't know. That's the thing. For example, back in the day, you know how there's different regions in Colombia, and there's different types of Colombians, and everyone's very different,
100%.
Right? Back in the day, they used to only pick Paisa players.
Really?
Yeah. Or Cale or Bajuno players, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But the thing is, it was actually, again, it was Maturana that suggested that we should, because the thing is, Colombian team basically, brings every Colombian together.
Yeah,
right?
No matter your political thoughts.
No matter your political thoughts, no matter what region you're from, your accent, whatever, we're all Colombian at the end of the day, right?
Especially,
that's what he suggested. He said we should just use all of Colombia, right? The festive personality of a costeño with the hardworking paisa man, and then with the charisma of the bajuno, you know what I mean? We should just mix a whole team, and it would help, especially during the time Pablo Escobar time, you know?
Yeah.
It was a very tough time in Colombia. Everyone was suffering. There's a lot of tragedies happening, right?
Right.
So the only thing that brought people together and made everyone happy was watching the Colombian team play and succeed, right?
Yeah.
Because he was right? El Tino Asprilla he's Bajuno. He's not Paisa, right?
Mm-hmm.
El Pibe is costeño.
Yeah, from Santa Marta.
Fred Rincon, he's from the Pacific coast of
Buenaventura.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's 2 hours away from Cali, so technically he's Bajuno. Yeah.
Valle de Cauca, that area.
Yeah. René Guita's Paisa.
Really?
Yeah.
Higuita?
Higuita's Paisa. He's from Medellin.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah.
No, I really I was in shock to see that the Colombian team, and it was crazy because I remember you mentioned the Peru game.
Mm-hmm.
That was the same day that my grandpa passed away, and I remember I was watching the game. I went to this burger shack.
Yeah.
Crazy combo. It was 2 burgers for 10,000 pesos, which in Canadian terms is $3.
Yeah.
Crazy combo. And I'm just munching on these burgers, And I remember watching the game. I remember Colombia was doing well. Like they were shooting their
Yeah.
shots. Like I just remember
They were
like
dominating the whole game.
they were dominating the
They
whole
were
game.
just weren't scoring.
They just weren't scoring, which is the same problem I have with the Spanish team.
Yeah.
The Spanish team is okay. So just so you understand, I don't have a good relationship with penalties.
Okay.
For the past 4 years, from 2018 to now,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen all my teams that I've been supporting
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
be kicked out of the competition by penalties.
Yeah.
Spain in 2018 by Russia, Colombia by 2018 by England,
By England.
2021 Colombia by Argentina,
By Argentina. Yeah. Copa
2021
America.
Spain by Italy, in
Yeah.
Euros. Again this year, Spain 2022 by
By Morocco.
Morocco. And
They
then
had a good run though. They had a good run.
Brazil also gets knocked out in penalties, which was the team I supported instead of
Brazil,
Colombia.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like I have my grandmother who's Brazilian, so like outside of Colombia, the closest thing that I can like connect to in South America is Brazil. Because I have some family in Brazil.
But I feel like all Colombians have a special respect for Brazilian soccer.
they
Like
do.
a lot of Colombians go for Brazil.
They
Like,
do.
There's that certain respect. Like it's even part of our culture too. Like if Colombia's not in it, you go for Brazil. Like I remember when I was back in the day when like Ronaldinho used to play and I was a
Oh,
little kid.
yeah.
I wanted to be Brazilian, man.
Nah, we were
because
all-
I wanted to support the team.
Yeah. I'm fortunate enough that I could claim it just because my grandmother was, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh, well,
yeah.
you know, my grandmother's Brazilian, and I'm basically a native. So, but yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Brazilian football. I mean, in many ways, Brazilian football is just Colombian football, but just bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's similar in the same idea, but like you know, and the thing is,
And-
I have a problem with. Okay, so have you heard about Kylian Mbappe's comments
No.
about South America?
No.
Okay, so this is why I don't want France to win.
They're not though. They're not. Messi's gonna take it home.
Are you gonna watch it? Where are you watching it?
TSM. I have a subscription. I can
You
just
should
watch it on
watch
my
it.
phone.
We should watch it. We're going to Queens if you want to come to watch it.
At the Latino thing.
They're doing a really big thing. Everyone's like coming.
Ooh. 'Cause the thing is, like, I leave for Colombia on Sunday early.
Sunday's the World Cup.
Yeah, but I'm leaving Sunday. Like, my flight's on Sunday.
When's your flight?
It's at midnight, but the thing is, I have to go all the way to Toronto.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, where was I? Okay, so it had to be maybe a few months ago. Kylian Mbappe goes out and says, what did he say? He said, European football is, and for I know a lot of Canadians here are listening, so when I refer to football, I'm referring to soccer. European football is on a league on its own
Yeah.
compared to South American football. I know. And I was just like, okay. And then on top of that, then everyone else, I'm telling you, you had Tite, you know Brazilian's manager?
Yeah.
Tite, you had Richarlison, you had Neymar, you had Messi, you had Lautaro Martinez, you had James Rodriguez. You know, all these guys being like, yo, like that's disrespectful.
Because
You know what I
the amount of players, like South American players that are currently playing in Europe is it's a big chunk.
A lot.
Like there's even Colombian players that aren't even in the national team that are currently playing in Europe.
A lot. Yeah, a lot.
Like
So we were just like, okay, hold up here. Like, like you can't be. It's just saying that. You can't just say that.
yeah, you can't.
And so,
I feel like Mbappe's being cocky. Like his personality changed a lot.
and to be honest, and that's why I have an issue with Mbappe right now is that I'm like, okay, I get it. If I won the World Cup at 18,
And I was
And
like the
I'm-
best player in PSG.
and you basically
Yeah.
own the club at this point. Mbappe basically owns PSG at this point.
yeah.
PSG. I would also probably understand why I would probably have an attitude too. You know what I mean? I could get that, but it's like, okay, someone needs to humble him.
Yeah, because he has to be careful. Because like that's what happened to James Rodriguez.
Yeah.
James Rodriguez had the opportunity to become, I guess, one of the best players in the world. But again, he got the fame get to his head, right? And so he started having troubles with the manager. He didn't want to train. He felt like he was too good for that. And then look where he's at right now. He's
Yeah.
not in Real Madrid. He's not in any of those teams. He's in Olympiacos playing in Greece, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to watch out. Like, Mbappe's got to watch out for that because that
But-
could kill him.
And that's the thing. Mbappe has so much potential. Like if he wins the World Cup, he's gonna be a 2-cup World Cup champion.
Mm-hmm.
Maradona's the 2 cup World Cup champion, and Mbappe's 22.
23. I think it's 23.
22, 23. Okay, 23. Mbappe's 23, meaning
Yeah.
4 years he's 27, another 4 years he's 31, another 4 years he's 35. He can have another
Like 4 World Cups.
4 World Cups ahead of him. This guy has the best chance in terms of beating Pele, in terms of being a 3 cup World Cup champion, 4-time World Cup champion. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm like, okay, you know, I don't want Mbappe to win because I don't want to get close to that. You know, first of all, I want to prove him wrong with South American football. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to prove him wrong. I want a South American team to beat them and be like, yeah, that's why you don't talk smack about us. But second of all, I also don't want him to get close to that Pele comparison because then that enters him into the GOAT debate. And I know it's a new generation. You know what I mean? Like, I think this...
And, like, imagine... If his attitude is how it is right now, imagine him when they're comparing him to Pele.
You know what I mean? So, and, you know, he could also mature. That's possible.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that I'm kind of just like, about is I really, 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 really want to make sure that he gets humbled beforehand.
Yeah.
And, like, he plays in Paris. And, I mean, to be fair, they haven't won a Champions League yet. Which is
they have all the best players. They have Messi.
They spent $1 billion,
Mbappe,
$1 billion plus.
Sergio Ramos, even they got Sergio Ramos in there.
€1 billion, €1 billion,
nah.
and they haven't been able to win the Champions League. And that's what I find so crazy. And that's another thing. I think Paris. The issues with Paris is that Paris has lost the identity that they had as a club. And replace that with just oil money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so then you have that situation where, like, people who are playing for Paris aren't playing for the badge. They aren't playing for the history. They aren't playing for the jersey.
Just playing for money.
They're playing for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the issue that you have in Paris, and that's why they're not going to win the Champions League. They're not winning it this year. Bayern Munich is trashing PSG. And maybe this is going to age like milk. You know, you never know. But I am very, very confident that Bayern Munich will end up beating PSG by a minimum of 3 goals.
Okay.
By a minimum of 3 goals. Because I think Bayern Munich, there's a very few teams that I could see winning the Champions League this year. One of them being Real Madrid, obviously. Second of them being Bayern Munich. Third of them being Manchester City. The thing is, Manchester City, I think, is a bit smarter than Paris. Because even though Manchester City is also just oil money, Manchester City has also made sure that they have an identity on top of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Paris has not, in my opinion, built that identity yet, and they've just been splashing money. Just splashing money. I think Manchester City's been a bit more, like, careful with that and more in developing their culture, which is good. But yeah, I don't see Paris winning the league, and yeah, I have a personal issue with Mbappe. I just need to see him get humbled, and then I'll grow up. I'll grow out of it. But yeah,
Liverpool's disappointment this year.
Liverpool has fallen off a bit. What team do you follow in soccer?
Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Shoot. What happened to that club?
I don't know. I'm sad, bro, because I remember, like, back in high school, man, they used to make the semifinal of the Champions League. They made a final 2
They
years
won finals
in a row,
back to back, yeah.
back to back.
Against
Still
Madrid.
couldn't win it.
Against Madrid, right?
Yeah.
I remember the first one. It was like for La Décima, which was 2013-14
Yeah.
season. Oh, man. I remember watching that game with my dad. We lived in a townhouse back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching this game. And you remember Atletico Madrid was up.
Yeah,
They
1-0, and then they
1-0.
score Sergio Ramos header.
Casillas made that mistake. And I was just like... And I always had a soft spot for Casillas.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, man, like... People are disrespecting. Like, there's some players that I just feel like should not get... Are just getting disrespected. Which those including Casillas...
But that's when you knew Casillas was done.
Yeah.
Because, like, that was the Champions League final following the World Cup. right?
Oh, the trashing,
The
yeah.
2014
Which
World
was so
Cup.
sad, which is like, because
Yeah.
Casillas was like a goat. I just like, I grew to like really like the guy and just like,
Plus, he suffered a heart attack too
he did. Well, that was,
during training.
how long
That
ago was that?
was
2018.
yeah, 2018 when he played for Porto. When
he
he
played
was
for
trying to
Porto.
retire at Porto.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so like that's the
Yeah.
thing. I mean, I grew up watching Casillas, so like the fact that that situation happened to him, that was tough to see. That was tough to watch. But I remember that mistake. So Casillas makes a mistake, and I'm like, okay, I don't want people to like just go off on Casillas for this issue, because I'm just like, I really hope that Madrid could like pull this around. And then when Ramos scored that last minute header, I kid you not, I screamed, ran out of my house, and started running across the parking lot for at least 5 minutes, and then I came back.
Yeah.
And I just remember just like the God, that was good. And I mean, those are the things. But likewise, I would imagine that your memory is a bit different than mine when it came to that game. But I mean, that's the part of being a kid, man. Part of being a kid is dealing with those heartbreaks. I remember in Spain. Oh my God, I remember when Spain lost 5-1 against the Netherlands. Let me tell you.
I remember I was in elementary school still.
Oh yeah.
In grade 8. And I remember I was like 5-1? Really? I was like, there's no way. Like I was shocked.
I remember we were watching the first half of that game at school, and all the goals happened in the second half. But in the first half, there was a penalty awarded to Spain. Spain scored 1-0. So I remember watching that. I'm just like, yes, Spain scored. I got off the school bus. My mom calls me, and she's like, an absolute banger was scored by the Netherlands. And I'm just like, oh, okay, 1-1. All right.
Yeah.
For some reason, we went to McDonald's to watch the game. I remember watching this game. It hits 2-1 for the Netherlands, 3-1 for the Netherlands. When it hit 3-1, I kid you not, I go to the washroom and I start doing a prayer. I'm just like, God, please make this somehow be a comeback. 4-1, 5-1. I remember I started crying over that. I'm just like, no, man, because like being a Spain, I didn't really care about football when the 2010 World Cup started. Like I was aware of it, but I didn't really watch any games. I just remember hearing Spain won the World Cup, and I was like, yeah, cool. I got into it in 2012.
Yeah.
And the reason why was because it was Spain versus Italy in the finals, and my school was very Italian. So I was the only guy supporting Spain. Everyone else was for Italy. Everyone else was talking trash, and I'm just like taking it. And then Spain trashed them 4-0. And I remember going to everyone and being like, yeah, yeah. And I remember during that game, I remember we were watching it. It was me, my mom, and my grandmother at that time. My dad was watching it at this other place, and they would score, and I would run to my dad's place, because at that point they were watching it in different places. So I was sitting with my mom, and then my Spain scored the first goal, so I ran towards my dad, and I sat there watching it with my dad. Then when Spain scored the second goal, I ran to my mom and I watched it with my mom. And then when Spain so I just started like, oh, it was crazy. So that was when I started becoming a Spain fan. And since then, it's been going downhill. Because then the 2013 Confederation Cup happened. Spain lost 3-0 against Brazil. I didn't want to hear any of it. And then 2014 thing happened. That was just sad. Then what happened? 2016, they whatever. Then 2018, the penalties against Russia, and I was just like, man. And then 2021, the Euros on penalties, and then again on penalties this year, and I'm just like, okay, it's been 10 years since I've been following Spain. Because 2022, 2012. It's been 10 years. Okay. It's been 10 years, and I kid you not, the absolute peak of being a Spain fan happened in 2012.
Yeah.
Since then, it's just been a pain. But same with Colombia. So when Spain got knocked out from 2014, I didn't even really pay attention to the Colombian team until 2014.
Yeah.
Because all I knew about the 2014 about Colombian team was Falcao, and I was just like, okay, Falcao's injured, so
Mm-hmm.
who's next,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I heard Colombia was doing well, so I was just like, okay, okay, okay. And I remember I was at the airport going to Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching the Colombian versus Uruguay game, and they score a banger.
Oh yeah, James.
I'm just like, what? I'm just like, oh wow, and I was just like, that is sick. And that's when I fell in love with the Colombian team. I was just like, okay, this is awesome. And yeah, I mean, I kind of was a late bloomer when it came to football. I didn't really get into it until like when I was 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been a loyal follower of the sport for the past 10 years. A lot of good memories with Real Madrid, and a lot of good memories with well, not many with Spain, but a good memory of Spain, a few moments with Colombia. This World Cup it's an end of an era, seeing Ronaldo, Messi, Suarez, Lewandowski,
All of them go.
so many of them go. It's crazy to say goodbye to these people that in many ways I thought I grew up with. You know what I mean? And so to see them say goodbye, it's a change.
Yeah.
It's a change, but it's the beginning of a new era, and even though I would like to say our era is ending, a whole new era is beginning.
Yeah, like even with Colombian players like Luis Diaz.
Luis Diaz. I'm really excited to see that guy next World Cup.
Yeah. They better make it, man. I'm trying to go watch them.
Yeah,
I'm trying to go watch them, especially Canada, U.S., and Mexico. I'm trying to go watch that.
They'll definitely make it. Like, I find it really hard to believe that they won't make it just because
especially there's more spots now.
There's more spots open. Yeah. So it's like, what? I think they're adding 6. So I think it's going to be 6.
6 in South America, yeah.
There's 9 of us.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Only 3 out, yeah.
Like Venezuela, maybe not. Bolivia, maybe not. Who else is kind
Chile?
of like... Oh, there's going to be one team. There's always one team because it's like... Okay, there's like... Obviously Brazil, Argentina. But then there's like Colombia... Uruguay...
Chile,
Peru...
And that's it.
Paraguay sometimes can cause upsets.
Yeah, Paraguay.
Paraguay, Bolivia, Venezuela, Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Ooh, so there's 10 of us then.
Oof.
So, any one of these, like, they're good teams. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, okay, Mbappe, like, let's see you playing in Bolivia. Let's see you guys play in Bolivia, because you guys don't know how. You know the whole thing about in Bolivia, right?
Yeah, La Paz,
and how it's so high.
So
I want to see these guys playing in Bolivia. This whole that whole saying about Bolivia.
Apparently, the players, there's like this physics thing where the ball does, like, the players aim to shoot the ball, so they volley it. You know how you can volley it down to the ground?
Yeah.
And it can bounce.
Yeah.
That's what the players do. Because apparently there's this physics thing that apparently due to the height, if the ball touches the ground, it goes faster and harder.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
So that's what the players try to do. They always try to shoot it from long distance, but hitting it to the ground.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So it can bounce up, and then they can score the goal.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's what I'm telling you, Mbappe. Let me see this. Let me see Mbappe play against in these places, in these circumstances. Ah, man. Anyways, I'm looking forward to the finals, man. I'm really looking forward to this. It's an hour or never for Lionel Messi. Do you think if Messi wins this World Cup, now I don't know where you stand with the Messi Ronaldo debate, but do you think if Messi wins this World Cup, does he become the greatest of all time?
I can't say that. I don't know. Like, I don't know. You know.
Because
I feel like every time they compare Ronaldo to Messi, like, they're two completely different players.
They are two completely.
They play different positions.
They do.
They have a different mindset. You know, my dad thinks Ronaldo's more of a leader than Messi.
Okay.
Because Messi always has to have a team. Like, obviously Messi's Messi, right? But he feels that Messi has to have a team that plays for him, right? You know what I mean? Then Ronaldo can actually lead the team, and he actually puts the team on his back, right? That's what he feels about, like, this whole, like, Ronaldo Messi comparison, right? But he feels that, for example, Messi is a God-given talent, right? But Ronaldo is the example of hard work and dedication can get you up, you know, to being one of the best, right? Because he thinks that if Ronaldo never worked, because he's very professional. Ronaldo's very professional, right? He works hard every single day. He keeps himself in shape. Like he's extremely professional and disciplined, right? So he thinks that if Ronaldo didn't have that personality and that discipline, he would not be where he's at right now.
That's true. And the dedication and work that Ronaldo puts into the sport is something that I don't think I've ever seen before, and it's inspiration. I think it's very inspirational. I've grew up watching Ronaldo for my entire life and seeing this guy continuously put in the effort continuously every single day for 15, 17 years. It takes character. Yeah, it takes a lot of character. It takes a lot of discipline, and it's something that I want to do myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think there's so much that we can learn about these players, so much inspiration that these players give out to people, right? So I'm looking forward to see what's next. Anyway, Sergio, the hour mark has hit.
All right.
And I know you got an appointment at 2, so we'll end it here. But thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I had fun.
Any last messages? Maybe your kids are going to watch this one day. So anything you want to say until we end this?
To my future self, I hope I'm an architect right now.
Oh, perfect, man.
That's all I got to say.
Perfect. In that case, this is the BrassO Show, 101.9 FM. This is what you're watching. Stay tuned for episode 3. Peace.